when you live in an evil time and when the world is so evil, you have to make up your mind whether or not you're going to follow along with other people or you're going to go a different path, a different route. Now, when it talks about Noah, it says, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with God. And it goes on. And it says, and Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was corrupted before God. The earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupted, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth, meaning people walked in their own ways. Kind of like now. All this means is that not that Noah was perfect, because he wasn't. He was perfect and a just man for his generation, meaning for at that time. That means right now God is looking for people who are perfect and just for this generation, which will be accounted unto righteousness. That's what it means. Because if people are going through, when you are in an evil, crooked world and the world is going out the way how it's going, it is up to you whether or not you're going to follow those people or not. So when you turn away and you don't follow those people and you look to God, you may not be perfect in the ways of what, like it's saying, because Noah's not the only one. You may not be perfect, but it will be accounted to you righteousness. I know people will argue with that, but honestly, I really don't care. But that's what it means. It does not mean for you to be perfect. You're just not doing and going along with everybody else is doing. You are literally turning away. You may live in this world, but you're not of it. That's what it means. You're not going along with the crowd. You're not doing what everybody else doing. You're not speaking, acting, drinking, participating, partaking in things when all the world around you is just full of chaos and darkness and destruction. You are actually walking a different path, which everybody noticed, because why you are not walking that way. So they automatically going to know when you're not participating or partaking in the things that everybody else in the world do it, because their favorite phrase is, well, everybody's doing it. There is nobody hasn't done this. Everybody has done it, which is not true, by the way. There are things out there that literally everybody has not done. But the thing is that when you see that you are walking in a crooked path, you know what I'm saying? And to see the error of your ways, you are to turn away from that thing. You need to stop and walk a different path. But a lot of people don't do that. So yes, God will be looking for people who are just and righteous in their generation, in that time, just like now. That does not mean that you're perfect. You're going to be making mistakes, because none of these people were perfect. But for their generation and for their time, they were perfect in the eyes of God and what he needed them to do. Period. That's the way how it is. So if you're the type of person who ever wonders why God didn't choose you or whatever, look at your heart. Look at your heart and ask yourself, what is in your heart? The reason that God can, it's not like he's not, because God speaks to anybody who's willing to listen. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of people just ignore him because why? They want to do their own thing. But if you want the Lord to use you correctly, ask the Lord to show you what's in your heart. And that's something we always have to keep doing, because like I said, none of us are perfect, and we are literally prone to things that is not of him, that contaminate our soul, that can literally contaminate us. And that goes for thoughts, that goes for anything, ideas, okay? That is not of God's kingdom, that is not of him. So yes, you have to ask him to show you things about you. Because there are people right now who are accounted for righteous right now in this generation, but it's not because they're perfect. They're just perfect for the generation, because there's so much chaos, there's so much destruction going around, that they're not walking in the same walk everybody else. They're actually going a different direction, a different way, a different path. That's what it means. So for this generation, it is accounted unto them righteousness. They're not doing what everybody else doing. They're not walking the same path. They don't look like them. They don't act like them. They don't talk like them. They don't do the same things. They may live in this world, but they're not of this world. That's what it means. Same for now. Can God use you? Again, like I said, this has nothing to do with perfection. It has to do with you willing to do what God has called you to do. It is you being willing to be used. It is you willing to be considered from God, not from man, to be a just person and perfect for your generation. Not that you are perfect, but he will look at you like you are because you are not doing the same things and walking the same path as everybody else. Ask yourself that question.